Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to this channel, please do so. I apologize, y'all. I wanted to make this video because I feel inspired. But as you can tell, the video quality is going to be a little bit poor because I'm actually on the road at night tonight, getting ready to go over this grapevine. So I really wanted to drop a video on why credit is so important. On a consistent basis, I'm speaking with new people, I'm speaking with my clients, and a lot of times what they're doing is we're building our credit, we're trying to get ourselves in a position to have a good credit score, but a lot of times we don't know, we don't have a why as to we are building our credit. What is it that we're trying to accomplish, and why is it so important for us to build credit? It's of my opinion that if you don't have a strong why, sometimes it's easy to get distracted. What I want you guys to understand, there's so much information out there, like the Dave Ramsey's, and I'm not anti-Dave Ramsey. I love everything that he's trying to do, his movement that he created, and the fact of, you know, cutting up your credit cards and paying down your debt and becoming debt-free, doing the debt-free scream. I'm debt-free. That's all great. That's all great stuff. But I want to talk to you guys about my why, right? When I first started, building credit and started doing things for me. One thing that I did know is, like, from a very young age, I've always been interested in personal finance. From a very young age, my brother, who is older than I am, we would always sit there and talk about, what it would take to become a millionaire. We would always have these discussions, and we would create, these business plans. And I'm young at this time. I'm not even 18 years old. I'm probably, 14, 15 years old, and he's having these discussions with me. So I've always been really intrigued with personal finance, looking at stocks, bonds, stuff like that. Not real estate as much. But I really didn't have a mentor to really teach me of the baby steps that's required to get whatever dream you have. You see, in the United States, we have this thing called the American dream, and it's, you want that house with the white picket fence, 2 kids and a dog, right? American dream. But nobody talks about, how do you get there? How is it that some people on the same income could have 2 completely different lifestyles? And one thing that I truly believe is that when you're starting out building credit and you have this dream of, okay, I'm building credit and I'm going to get a 700 FICO score, what is your dream past that? So mine was, I wanted to build a business, right? I always wanted to build business. And it wasn't until I started my trucking company, my very first trucking company, that I realized how important credit was. Because every time I tried to get a truck or do anything, the bank wanted to pull my credit score. And I thought, okay, well, my business credit is good, right? Because a lot of the stuff I paid for in cash. And I'm talking about equipment I put in my business name, and so then I would use that as collateral to get another piece of equipment. I just kept trying to, do this process, rinse and repeat, this process of purchasing more equipment, use that as collateral, get another piece of equipment. But it got to the point where, for me to really expand, I had to really develop my credit profile. That's the one thing I realized, this is holding me back. And so I started purchasing courses, and I told you guys about the business credit course that I took. I paid like $2,500 for this business credit course, and I started picking up books and really doing everything that I possibly could to develop my credit knowledge, right? All, whether it's business, personal, it didn't matter. I wanted to develop my knowledge on credit. So it got to the point where I said, okay, I got some information. Now I wanted to expand on this. And I wanted to go and purchase a piece of equipment. I wanted to purchase a truck. And I was going into banks and getting kicked out of banks because I could not stop asking enough questions. Right? Every time you said, oh, okay, I just got one more question. Okay, one more question, Kenny. You answer it, and then I'll go, okay, listen, one more question. I would just keep doing this until I learned the game of credit. And the reason why is because my why was so big that there was nothing that was going to stop me. And as I started learning more what the banks wanted, it got to the point where when I walked into a bank, it wasn't the bank just vetting me. I was vetting that bank. I knew the bank's numbers, how many loans are outstanding, and I would research their balance sheet to pick banks that I would have the best, um, I guess the best chances of getting approved, and that's something that I developed over time, and that's when I really started seeing that this banking relationship that you have with your bank, or when you start business, or whatever, it's really key to know the dynamic of the relationship. It's not just one-sided, right? You're not just taking my money and I'm depositing in your bank and every day I'm getting feed to death. The relationship has to work both ways. And I started looking at the entire dynamic of credit. As I started talking with people about credit, I started noticing something similar. People in the trucking industry, they have this thing called a lease. They get into leases because they want their own vehicle. They want their own truck, but they don't know how to go about getting their own truck. And so there's a easy fix for that, and that's starting a lease. And you'll have people that's been in trucking for years, 10, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, getting into leases just because they feel like they don't have an opportunity to get their credit together. And I started seeing this so much as I would talk to drivers about credit and talk to different people about credit. I started seeing that it wasn't that people don't want the information or they don't know how to go about getting the information. There's really not many people teaching people how to build credit the right way. In the credit repair space, most people, when you're talking about credit repair, the very first thing that they're going to talk to you about is deleting items off your credit report, which is important. I'm not saying it's not an important piece. But it was so frustrating once I started learning how credit works that there was so much more involved than just deleting credit off your credit report, like building credit, that I started, really looking at ways to help people build credit. I had started a credit repair company, and I was deleting items off people's credit reports, but what wasn't happening was people weren't getting approved for loans. You see, the reason why people would come to me was so they can get approved for loans, not just so they can have a pretty credit report. People want to get approved for loans for a home, a car, or whatever their situation is that they're trying to do. In my case, it was business. If I have a business and I'm not really completing your why, I'm not going to feel fulfilled. And so what I did was I backed off credit repair. I stopped doing the deletions and I started focusing more along the lines of building credit. Because even if we don't take anything off your credit, there's a really good chance I can get your credit score where it needs to be, right? To where you can get your bare basics. Like you could probably walk into a dealership and get a car for a pretty decent interest rate. And I knew that deleting items was a big part of it, but it wasn't the only piece. And so I said, I'm going to create my own niche in this credit repair space and really truly help people build credit. And as I started helping people build credit, they would apply for credit cards, and that was it. Like at that point, it seemed like that, okay, I accomplished my goal. I got a, pretty decent credit score, 700, 4 or 5 different unsecured credit cards, got to the Chases, American Expresses, and that was it. Like there was no advancement, there was no steps beyond that. I make it a key to keep saying the same information over and over again about building credit. The reason being is we have 250, 300 subscribers per month, new subscribers coming to our channel per month. I do not want to leave those people behind. Those are the ones that need the most help. If you guys are watching my channel, been watching it for quite a few years, and you've built your credit score up and now you're in the 700 range, just remember how you were when you first started watching this channel. I don't want to stop helping those people. Those people that are coming to this channel and they're saying, look, I need help getting started. I don't want to start making this channel about, okay, we're going to be doing real estate. We're going to start investing in stocks. We're going to start, doing all these different things and losing focus of who our target market is. Our target market are those that are looking for someone to help them build credit the right way. But yet and still, I have clients, and I have, a pretty decent following of people that's been following my advice, and they got the credit cards, they got the 700 credit score. And my question to you is now, what are you going to do? Why did you start this journey? What was it that you were looking for that made you say, I'm going to do this? 2020 is a pivotal year. This is a year where we're going into a whole new decade. And what I want you guys to do is really think about 10 years from now. What is it that you plan on accomplishing? What is it that you want to have in the next 10 years? And this is a pivotal point in your whole process, your whole credit process, because you got the foundation. You got a channel and you got somebody that you can always call and help you with your struggles, help you with your credit battles. And it's not something that you don't have a resource to go to. So now that's out the way, what is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you're trying to get to? I know I made a video a couple of videos ago, I believe it was last week, where I was asking you guys about, that we all should be thinking about a home in 2 to 3 years. If you're not thinking along those lines about using your credit to build your wealth, then all of this is for naught. All you're going to do is get yourself in a dangerous situation. And here's why. Most of us do not have 6 to 8 months worth of reserve in the bank. And so what's going to happen is you're going to run into a situation. Maybe it's medical, maybe it's a loss of job, maybe it's you found a new, significant other that you want to spoil. Whatever that is, you're going to run into that situation and you're going to run to your credit cards as a means of getting you through that situation. And what I want to express to you is, if you're not building wealth with your credit cards, then what you're going to do is use it as a reserve. There's going to come to a point to where you're going to run to your credit cards, and I don't want you guys to run into that situation. I want you guys to think about the things that you really truly want in life. I showed you that a 700 FICO score is possible. Some of you are thinking about getting into a home in the next 2, 3 years. I need you, just like you guys watch this channel, I need you guys to start researching what is it going to take for you to get into a home. Maybe this weekend you actually go into a open house and start looking at homes. Maybe talk to a mortgage broker and see what is it going to take for you to get into a home. Maybe you don't have the credit, but what is your down payment going to require? Some of you don't know that, if you're a first-time home buyer, you could put 3,000 or 3% down on a home for FHA, and I believe for FHA home you only have to have anywhere between a 580 and a 620 FICO score. I can get you there. I can get you there without a shadow of a doubt. What you have to be focused on is getting your down payment. And if you think that, $10,000 in the next 2, 3 years is hard to come up with, you have to focus yourself on what is it going to take. Okay, that's $100 a week that we're gonna put into a reserve account for 2 years, right? $100 a week in a reserve account for 2 years is going to get you into your home. Now, what is that going to do? That's going to open a lot more doors for you. That's going to put you in a position to where you could start building wealth for yourself. I think about these things on a continuous basis. I had a young lady, or I shouldn't say a young, but she's a senior. She emailed me and she was telling me about her situation where she's on her husband's pension plan, and in that situation his pension plan is $2,700 a month. Now, when he started his pension plan, chances are his pension plan was pretty decent. But 20, 30 years into working for the company, and that's his pension plan, $2,700, that's not enough for her to take care of his family. He passed away in an accident. A drunk driver hit him in 2011, and she's in a situation she's not sure what she's going to do at this point, and she's struggling. And I want you guys to really start focusing on what is it that you're going to do to get yourselves to the next level. A lot of times we are constantly thinking about instant gratification. Oh, I'm going to go out and buy this new handbag. Oh, I'm going to go buy this new belt. Oh, I'm going to go buy this new shirt. This Tom Ford shirt that's going to cost me 250, 300 bucks. Right? And we do these things, and all for naught. Like, you don't have to have that Tom Ford shirt. Maybe you do. Let's just say maybe you do. You have to have your Tom Ford shirt. But do you have a Tom Ford reserve account? Do you have a Tom Ford? And I don't care how much money you make, because I know people that make 250,000 plus that are still struggling. Right? They're up to their eyeballs in credit card debt, financing their life. So it's not a matter of how, oh, well, I make 250 a year. Yeah, but do you have a Tom Ford? Do you have a 250-year reserve account? And that's what I'm talking about, being responsible with money and changing our whole dynamic. And I get it and I understand it. We wanted to be significant. We wanted to feel important and significant in life, and so we went and got these things to make ourselves look significant. Maybe it was, we had to get that brand new car. We had to get that brand new handbag or whatever it is. You cannot tell me that a Louis Vuitton handbag, right? And I'm just not going to buy it. Is worth it if you do not have a Louis Vuitton reserve account. There's no way you're going to sell that to me. Some of you guys are doing these things because you want to feel significant, and I get it. But I'm telling you, once you start putting your plan in place and once you start building your credit and you have these goals and dreams that you want to accomplish and you start moving towards those goals and dreams, there's nothing like it. There's nothing that's going to make you feel more significant than taking care of yourself. Self-love, right? And I know people are starting to talk about self-love a lot. I'm seeing it on Facebook everywhere. But once you really start showing your self-love to yourself and taking care of yourself and your family, there's nothing that's going to make you feel more significant. And I just, I know this is a video where I'm not really teaching you guys anything. I'm just trying to hammer in some of the things that I really want you guys to think about. And so I don't know if you guys made it this long. I don't know if this video is helping you at all. A lot of times I ramble a lot. If this video doesn't ring true to you, just give me a thumbs down. If I get a bunch of thumbs down, I'll know stop making these type of videos. But I don't want it to just be about, oh, go out, get this secure credit card. It has to be about mindset, right? Because mindset is a huge part of all of this. If you do not train your mind to think properly and develop great habits, you're going to keep running into the same situations again. And like I said, if you're walking around with a 400, 500 FICO score, that doesn't mean you you're a bad person. You just have bad habits. Maybe it's a situation where you lost your job or something like that. You're not a bad person. But if we can surround ourselves, they say, uh, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. Well, if you're sitting here watching this channel, I want to be a part of those 5 people. And if I keep motivating you to do better, then at least you have one on your side, one on your team that's kind of pushing you along, trying to make you become the best that you can be. And it's somebody that believes in you, right? Because I really believe that the state of the middle class isn't anything other than we don't know and we don't have anyone showing us the way. I don't know where to go to get the advice to get to the next level. You have people talking about, oh, you need to start a business. A job is just over broke. And people shame jobs like, I don't know, like it's becoming. I remember, think about this. I remember once upon a time, it used to be shameful to say I'm an entrepreneur, right? It used to be, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, but it was kind of like, oh, so you're one of those. People are turning jobs into something where it's like, oh yeah, I got a job. Like it's something negative. Like a job, if you got a job, that's a huge accomplishment in life. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a job, and you should feel proud that you have a job. But the dynamic is you have so many people telling you, "Oh, just over broke." You know, uh just out of bed. I heard someone said. And then it's like they're trying to push you into doing things that you're not comfortable with. Listen, everybody's not made to have a business. Not everyone is made to be in a situation where, oh, I'm going to go out and get a truck and, I'm going to drive that truck and I'm going to put somebody on that truck and I'm going to go get another truck and build a trucking company and I'm going to go start a credit repair company and then I'm going to start a nonprofit organization. Like, who wants to do all that? Some people, you listen, I got a family. I want to spend time with my family. I'm going to have a job that provides a living for me and my family, and that's it. That's all I want to do. But if you listen to YouTube, it's becoming, oh, move back with your parents and start an online business. Not everybody wants to do that. Some people just, hey, I want to work construction, or I want to, I want to do whatever it is that you do, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But for some reason, we're just going down this rabbit hole where we're pushing people to do things that they really truly don't want to do. Yeah, well, if you had a business financially, would your life be better? Yeah. If I was the owner of Google, yeah, my life might be a little bit better, right? I might be a little bit happier. But the reality of it is, not everybody wants to be in that position. Nobody. I'm going to tell you something. And I know I'm rambling, but heck, I'm driving at night. If you guys watch this video, um, chances are I'm going to drop it on the weekend. Maybe if you have free time, you're watching it. But I just want to talk to you about something real quick about business. I've been doing this now since 2012. Like I starting businesses and really getting into it, and really being looking at business as my only means of living. Meaning, I don't have a job. I don't think I've had a job since 2012, right? And I've had my own business since 2012. I had to provide for myself since 2012. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not easy. There's a lot of people that come out here and they talk to you. Oh, you need to go start an online business. Oh, you need to start a business for yourself and all. One thing they're not telling you is, this is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life. I still haven't cracked the code. I still haven't cracked the code on business, and I've been doing it for 8 years. And for some odd reason, you have these people that will tell you, oh, you need to go start a business. There's a lot of people I know, just by meeting you and talking to you and dealing with you, that some of you just would not have the stomach for it. Like, there's a lot of uh, stomach constitution that you have to have, because there are going to be days that you are going to want to throw up. And I'll give you a perfect. Yesterday was a really, really bad day for me. It seemed like if anything could go wrong, went wrong. Got stopped by DOT. DOT pulls me over. I got a DOT inspection. They said I had a wheel seal leak. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh man, can I get it to someplace? No, you got to fix it here. $460. Right? No problem. I mean, I got that in reserve, but who wants to spend that? Who wants to spend that money? All because I'm transporting goods up and down the road. Was it a bad leak? No, it wasn't even a bad leak, but $460 for a wheel seal on my truck. Can't go anywhere and get it fixed. I gotta get it fixed right there. And they got this guy that's sitting there on the lot doing all the repairs. It just feels like a racket sometimes. Oh, we got a guy right here that'll fix it for you. Pay us $460. And it just, oh, that's a coincidence. He's just here waiting for me to get my wheel seal fixed, huh? He knew I was gonna come on. But business is not easy. It is not easy. 2018, 2018, man, rates were really good in trucking. Rates were excellent in trucking. And then you get into a situation where, 2019, just actually it was 2017 rates were really good. 2018 they started tapering off, and then 2019 was pretty bad year. 2019 was a pretty bad year. 2020 is not looking much better, right? But you gotta be able to stomach it. You gotta, like, you see so many people that got into trucking that got out because the rates aren't great. Oh, I can't get $2 a mile rates every time I go out. Now I'm driving down the road for $1.60, $1.70. And it's not for everybody. It's not, some people, listen, I just want to get on a truck, drive a truck, for somebody, do my time, go home, and not have to worry about all this. Because when I get done with my shift, you best believe there's paperwork. There is no stop from the time that I wake my eyes to the time that I close them. It is nonstop. There's no time for TV. There's no time for relaxation, like putting my feet up. There is no time for it. It is a non-stop grind. But that's what I enjoy. I enjoy it. I wouldn't trade it for anybody. But you may not have the same desires. You may have kids and girlfriends or boyfriends or something like that if you're a female watching this channel, because I do have some females that watch the channel. Um, you may have a significant other and a family and all that 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 requires you to be home. This business life, it is a very lonely life. And that's the thing that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about how lonely it is, going down the road. Here it is, 6 o'clock at night, pitch darkness, trying to get to Georgia. Nobody talks about that. So these are the things that frustrate me when I go on YouTube and I know there's a huge demographic of people in the middle class that are just grasping for answers. How do I do this? How do I do it? I don't know. Oh, you need to go out and get you apartment building, 16 unit apartment building. Really? Oh yeah, you got to put $350,000 down. Oh, that's the ticket? That's what I got to do? You got people come out with, oh well, you got to look at this quadrant. You got employed, self-employed, business, investor. You got to get on the right side of the quadrant. Okay. Yeah, you need to be a big business, anybody with 500 employees, and be an investor. If you really want to be successful in life, that's what you need. Oh, okay. How do I do that? Oh, you need to go get you an apartment building. You need to get into real estate. Oh, that's it? That's all I need? Oh, you do realize I only make $45,000 a year, right? Got bad credit, right? You realize that. Oh, is that what you? Oh, yeah, you're screwed. And there's no other plan. Like if you look at all the plans for wealth, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It looks like, oh, you got to go get an apartment building. Okay. It's almost like, um, yeah, I wanna explore space. Oh yeah, all you need to do is go get a spaceship. And that's that's what we're dealing with the entire time. And for some odd reason, there's nobody reaching out trying to talk to the middle class and saying, hey, look, job's okay, but this is what you're going to have to do. This is how much you're going to have to save. These are the vehicles you're going to have to start saving your money in. Gonna have to get your credit together. You're gonna have to start trying to put yourself in a home. I know you'd be the first one in your family that ever purchased a home, or maybe your parents had a home and our generation is the first one to be worse off than our parents. And we sit here and we listen to these people tell us advice. Oh, just move back with your parents. Oh, that's the ticket? Move back with your parents and start an online business. Become a social media expert and start selling selling ads to small businesses. Oh, that's what I need to do. That's the ticket. I don't know. I don't know if and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. That could be the answer. But what about those people, which I believe is probably 99% of the middle class, that don't want to start a business, and they're like, I got a job, I just need a little help to help me get to the next level. Help me figure out the way to all this, the puzzle, the pieces to the puzzle. Help me figure it out. There's got to be a way that a person with a job, a 9-to-5 job, can figure this out. I just need a little help. And there isn't none. There isn't a YouTube channel out there, and maybe there is, I just don't know of one. Because every time I try and find anything motivating for the middle class, I'll always, it's like extremes. It's like, okay, you gotta, I don't know, you gotta invest $1,000 a month in your 401k, which is not feasible. You gotta go out and get a 16-unit apartment complex. You could do it. You could go get you a 16-unit apartment complex. Okay. You know, I don't know. And so I make these videos to make sure that we keep our mind sharp, keep our goals fresh, stay dedicated, stay on track, stay on point, stay focused. If you haven't gotten to a point where you started really dreaming about getting yourself into a home, what it's going to take in your market, whether you're from California or New York, I don't care where you are. If you're watching this channel, just start doing a little bit of research on what it's going to take. Talk to some homeowners and see what it was like owning a home in their market. If you guys don't know, if you think, like, if you live in California, right? There's parts of California where owning a home is just ridiculous. Probably not going to happen. There's some parts of California I can't believe how expensive it is. But look into turnkey real estate companies, right? There are some really good turnkey real estate companies. Maybe purchase a $100,000, rental property in Alabama somewhere. But it has to be better, and there has to be a way other than what it is that we're doing for the middle class right now. We're going to work day in, day out, putting 3% into our 401ks because they say we got to put in our match. I'm telling you that's not going to do it. I'm telling you that's not going to get you where you need to be. Putting 3% into your 401k is not enough, right? If you're 20, not even if you're 20 years old, maybe if you're 10. If you're 10 years old and you're putting 3% in your 401k, maybe that might be enough. And you do that until you're 65. But chances are 3% is not going to be enough for retirement. Nobody's telling you that. Nobody's trying to give you the truth. But I know, most of us put that 3% in because that's the company match. And if you really look at it, it's not a full 3%. It's usually half of the 3%, right? But they tell you that. And then by the time you put that 3% in, you're getting ate up with fees. And it's just a bad go anyway. The investments you make in your 401k are terrible. You don't really know what you're picking because you're just looking at what the previous 10 years did. And so you say, oh, I'm going to go with this fund. Meanwhile, they got a 1%, administration fee, another 0.5%. Like, the fees on 401ks are ridiculous, right? But there's nobody that's really breaking down, well, how much are the fees in this? And your HR department don't know. They're just like, I don't know. What does it say? They don't know what it is. They're in HR. They don't know anything about retirement. And we're just out here fending for ourselves. I know I made this a long video. Like I said, if this video bothers you, I apologize. But I really wanted, like I said, I've been inspired to really make this video and talk to you guys about the why. Why are you doing this? Why are you guys building all this credit? Is it just to have credit cards and have shiny objects in your wallet? Is that what the goal is? Just wanted to touch bases with you guys. If you guys don't like the video, give me a thumbs down and I'll know, hey, Ken, stay away from making these rambling videos. You guys have a blessed day. I'm about to hit this grapevine, get on the other side of this mountain, call it the night. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.